Java real-time tools. There are different kind of tools are required in the real-time application development. Everyone is learning the Java technology and the JTE technologies. Nowadays, that is not enough to success in the real-time application development. Even though interview is clear, but the people are not able to sustain in the job. So definitely the people need to learn real-time tools. There are different kind of tools are available in the real-time day-to-day. The people are using the different kind of tools like Ant, Maven, Log4j, JUnit, version controls, Jasper reports. Like that, there are different kind of tools the people are going to use. Today, I'm going to deliver the session JUnit. JUnit. The participant prerequisite is the prior knowledge of the core Java. That is, the basic knowledge is required. The main objective of this one is in the development, whatever the application we are going to develop, that application related classes, we are going to test ourselves. That kind of testing process we are going to done through the JUnit. That kind of JUnit framework, the real-time level, the people are going to use. And that particular JUnit level, these are the concepts I am going to deliver. Introduction to the testing concept, what is the JUnit framework, what are the JUnit applications, how we are going to integrate this JUnit to Eclipse IDE, how to write the test cases and all we are going to discuss. Right. I am going to introduce first of all minimum basic testing terminology. What is testing? What is testing? Testing is nothing but checking the expected result with actual result. I'm writing here, I'm using the test editor for understanding purpose. I'm using the test editor. I'm going to define the definitions also. What is testing? Testing is nothing but checking the expected results with actual results. Actual results. That is nothing but a testing. Here, in my development applications, in the real-time applications, we are writing the test cases. What is the test cases? What are the test cases? Test case is a plan. Is a plan. Test plan. This is simply called test case is a test plan where expected results will be compared with actual results, with specified or with specific input values. That is nothing but a test case. There are in the testing terminology, there are different kind of testings are available. Basically, there are two types of testing the people are calling. One is unit testing. Unit testing. What is unit testing? The testing performed by the programmer on his own piece of code is called an unit testing. Unit testing. Suppose I am going to write the one logic. That logic is before going to deploy, whether it is perfectly working or not, I need to test myself. In the particular moment, I am going to write the one test class. That test class is nothing but unit testing. Unit testing is tested by the programmer itself. That kind of testing is called unit testing. Number 2. Peer testing. Peer testing. The unit testing performed by the programmer on other programmers' code is called peer testing. Suppose you are going to test your friend, your colleague program that is located in another system. That program, if you are going to try to test, that kind of testing is called peer testing. Peer testing. Unit testing and peer testing are the responsibility of the programmer. The remaining testings like integration testing, performance testing, navigation testing, and etc. quality analysis department is there in the organization. That people are take care of the quality related testing. There is a separate team is maintaining testing team. They will take care of all the testing principles. But as a programmer, you are going to involve one of the unit testing or peer testing level. Right. I am introducing the terminology. I am not at all starting the JUnit. Before going to start the JUnit, you need to understand what is the testing terminology. That is the reason I am going to introduce what is the testing, what is the testing case, what are the testing types are available. Right. I am using another kind of terminology in my applications. Test suite. Test suite. This is another one. Test suite provides the environment to run all the test cases. So test suite is a bunch of test cases at once it is going to running. A bunch of test cases it is going to running at once. That is nothing but a test suite. It is one kind of bundle. It is what kind of bundle. Right. Now you are ready to learn the JUnit. The prerequisite terminology now you are understanding. Right. Now we are going to start the JUnit. What is JUnit? What is JUnit? That concept we are going to discuss right now. JUnit is a program used to perform unit testing of virtually any software. Any software. JUnit testing is accomplished by writing test cases using Java. Using Java. I will explain little bit later. I am going to write the programs. In that particular moment you are going to understand. First I am going to give the definition of the JUnit. JUnit is a program used to perform unit testing of virtually any software. Any software. JUnit testing is accomplished by writing test cases using Java. Using Java. Here, compiling these test cases and running the resultant classes with JUnit test runner. Test runner. How to use the test runner? How to do this one? We are going to learn. we are going to learn. Right. What is the environment required? Actually, this JUnit was originally written by Gama and Ken Back. Erich Gama and Ken Back is the author of the JUnit framework. JUnit was originally written by Erich Gama and Kenneth Beck. These are the authors, developers. They are going to release the testing functionality, unit testing functionality. Right? How to use this JUnit framework in our application level? So you need to installing JUnit. How to install the JUnit? What is the installation process? So installing JUnit functionality I am going to discuss right now. So before going to installing whatever I am discussing, just I am giving the terminology and what is JUnit, who invented by the JUnit framework. That points only I am discussing till now. Now I am concentrating the installing the JUnit. In the installation process, first one is downloading process. Downloading. You need to download, you can download JUnit bundle, JUnit jar file from the JUnit.org site. I'm going to give here. You can download JUnit x.x version from the following site. Here I am going to mention that one. http://www.junit.org. You can give the index.html. In this you can download zipped file. Zipped format file you can download. Next step. This is the first one. Next one. Installation. First, installation process. Number one. Unzip whatever the downloaded. That file you need to unzip. Unzip the JUnit x.zip file. X is nothing but a version. Zip file. That is the step number one. Step number two. Add JUnit version, whatever the version file you are going to download it, that version.jar, you need to set the class path. Add the jar file to the class path. Or we can create a batch file, setup.bat file. In that particular file level, you can give the command like this. Set class path equal to dot semicolon percentile class path percentile JUnit, whatever the version.jar you are going to download, that jar file you need to add. This is the oldest fashion. If you are using the IDE tool, once you are going to download the zip format, if you are extracting that one, you can find the jar file. That jar file you can add into your project build path. How to do this one? I will explain. Don't worry. Right. This is the installation process. This is the installation process, right? How to cover the test quality and test cases, how you are going to perform. With respect to coverage, an ideal test would have to test case for every conceivable variation type of inputs. Not every possible instance, it is not possible. Sometimes we are going to write the business logic. Based on the business logic, we are going to write the test cases. So once you are going to see the actual functionality, before going to that functionality, you need to understand what is the error, what is the failure. You need to understand. Sometimes you are going to test the application. You can get some result, right? So that results might be a error. That results might be a failure. What is the difference between the failure and error? JUnit test reports, it gives failures and error messages also. JUnit test report different failures and different kind of errors also there. A failure is a test which your code has explicitly failed by using the mechanism. For that purpose, we are going to use the different kind of approach, different kind of exception handling. So failure is here, whatever the expected value you are going to assign, that expected value, it is not reached. That means your application is not at all a problem. But expected value is not at all reached. That is nothing but a failure. Failure. Error means whatever the value you are going to assign, that value would not able to find that value by using the logic. In our logic level, it is getting the error, right? That is nothing but error. Error is different and failure is different. You need to understand the terminology. Failure means logic is perfectly. Whatever the expected value is there, that expected value you are going to pass, that expected value it is going to reach, success. It is not reached, failure. That means your logic is not at all failure. We are going to test positive and negative, failure and success. Two test cases we are going to test. That is nothing but a testing. Testing means it is not at all a success. Failure also. Failure also. That is the reason we are going to say failure is and error is different. Failure means expected value are not reached, and error is something goes wrong in our logic. That is nothing but a error. That point you need to understand. Right. What are the classes? What are the classes we are going to involve in the test cases development? Actually, in the JUnit framework, test is one kind of interface is there. This is one kind of interface. Now I am introducing the framework classes and interfaces. Before going to write the program, what is the interface, what are the classes we are going to use, what are the methods we are going to use, what are the statements we are going to use, you need to understand. That is the purpose. Some of the important classes, interfaces I am introducing here. Right. First one is interface. This is one kind of interface. Right. Next, another one is abstract classes also available. That abstract class is JUnit dot framework dot test case. Test case. This is the abstract class. This is the abstract class. Right. We are going to implement a abstract class. We are going to write our own test class. In the particular moment, we are going to follow some fixed steps. Some fixed steps. What are the steps? Number one, implements a subclass of test case. Test case. This is the step number one. Step number two, define instance variables that store the state of the picture. That is the second one. Next, third one is initialize the picture state by overriding setup. By overriding setup is one kind of method that is available in this class. We are going to provide the setup. We are going to fix in the variable values. Number 4, clean up after test by overriding tear down. We are going to call tear down is just like a cleanup operation. Setup is a initialization purpose. In our servlet applications, we are going to use the init method, just like a setup initialization parameters. In our servlet applications, we are going to use the destroy method. That is nothing but a tear down. Right. Here, some conventions we need to follow while developing the JUnit applications. We need to follow the coding conventions. What is the coding conventions are required? Coding conventions you need to follow. These are the very, very important conventions. Once you are not at all following this convention, your application fails. So step number 1. Name of the test class. Name of the test class must end with test. Must end with test. Next, number 2, second point. Name of the method must begin with test. Next, number 3. Return type of test method. Return type of test method must be void. Number 4. Test method must not throw any exception. Even your main class method is throwing the exception, you can interested to throw that exception, you can throw it, but it is not recommended to throw any kind of exception your test method. Next, number 5. Once I am going to write the application, you can understand these kind of conventions and all. I am going to start the programming in the 2 seconds. Before going to start the program, you need to understand in this coding convention. First one, name of the test class must end with test. For example, if I am going to write the calculator class, I need to test that calculator class. What is the convention? Calculator test. If I am going to write the method, add method in the calculator class, if I am going to test add method, what is the convention? Test add. That method return type is int normal class level, but the test case level, it is not returning any value. It is going to return void only. My add method, my calculator class level add method is throwing the exception, but here it is not throwing the exception. Right. Next. Test method must not have any parameters. That means in my calculator class level add method is there. In that particular add method, parameters are int a comma int b. I am using. But in my test cases level, I am not at all using the parameters. Just I am going to say add method only. That kind of convention we are going to use. Right. Here, I'm not mentioning another kind of class is also there, right? That is the test suite. JUnit dot framework dot test suite. This is the class. This is the class. Okay, how to write that one? We can say another kind of class is also there. JUnit dot framework dot test runner. This is also one kind of class. Okay, right. Now we are going to see one example. Now we are able to understand what is the testing, what is the unit testing, what is the peer testing, what is the test suite class, what is the JUnit, right? How to set up the JUnit, right? How to install the JUnit. We can see that one also, right? What are the classes are available, right? What are the test case functionality? What are the coding standards are required? That functionality up to we are discussing, right? Now we are going to take one simple example. I'm going to show in the ID tool also. First of all, you need to understand the manually. Right, number one, example. Suppose, if you want to work with JUnit, you need to write three classes. If you want to work with JUnit, you need to write three classes. What are the three classes? Number one, main class. Actual logic is there. No, that logic is nothing but a main class. Actual logic. That logic, business logic, whatever the Java class is there, that logic class is nothing but a main class here. Okay. Number two, test case class. That is the second one. And third one, use test runner class to run all test cases. Use test runner class to run all test cases. Class. Right. Now I'm going to write the first main class. I'm going to write the main class first. I'm going to write the main class. Right. Class calculator class. Okay. Here I'm going to write public int add int a comma int b. Here it is going to return a plus b. This is my Java class. Let us assume my add method is the business logic. Right. Another one. Public int subtract int a comma int b. Yeah. Why I'm going to take this one? This is a simple logic. You people are understanding very easy. That is the reason I'm going to use this one. Right. You can give another method also, not a problem. Int, that is enough. That's enough, right? Int a, comma, int b. Return a by b. I'm closing the class. This is the my main class. This is the here add, subtract, and division is the business classes. Right? Now I want to write the test case. Now second one, right? Test case. I need to follow the convention. First of all, whenever I am going to raise the test case, I need to import the statement. If you are going to use the IDE tool, Whenever you are going to add the jar file, automatically it is going to import. You don't need to worry. But as a programmer, you need to know the package name and everything, right? JUnit dot framework dot test case. Test case. Right. Now I'm writing the class calc test extends test case. That is the convention. See, whatever the class I'm going to write here, that class I'm using the convention. See, test end, right? That is the point, coding convention. Name of the test class must end with test, right? That point is satisfied or not? Yes, right? So here I am extends test case, right? What is the test case? I'm already explained. What is the test case? Test case is a test plan where expected results will be compared with actual results. That is nothing but a test case, right? Now, now we are going to the test class. Now we are going to initialize your character object here. We are defining initializing. After that, here initialization code. Here I am using the method setup method. Public void setup method. Within that, I am going to define C equal to new calc. I am closing this one. This is the initialization. Calculator object, I am initializing the setup level. Right. I am going to write the cleanup operation. Cleanup code. Here we are going to write public void tear down. Here I am going to give the C equal to null. I am going to give my object C is unreference, right? C equal to null, cleanup operation, that one. Now I am going to write the test cases, actual test case methods I am going to write. Please concentrate here. Actual test case methods. I am going to take the one test method. Okay, add functionality. Remaining you can try. Public void test add. Why? Because here is add method is there, right? That is the reason I am going to write test add. Here I am going to follow the convention. See, concentrate here. This is the convention. Name of the method, second point. Name of the method must begin with test. Must begin with test. That is the reason I am going to use the test here. Here. Test. Right? Here I am going to test here by using the asset statements. I am going to use in Java 1.5 version onwards. The people are going to use the asset statements. Before it is not available. There are some of the asset statements are available, but advanced annotations and asset statements are introduced in the Java version 1.5 version onwards. That is the reason we are going to use 1.5 version onwards. What is the statement? Asset equals. Here I am going to pass expected value. I am going to expect that 2. Sorry. I am going to expect the result value 2. I am checking the value C dot add of 2, 1. 2, 1. Whenever I am going to pass like this, it is going to add the 3 value, right? It is getting the 3 value. Actually, expected value 2, but it is going to give the actual value 3. In the particular moment, what it is happening? Fail. Right? So, if you want to test this one, manually, you need to set the class path, jar file, Once you are going to set the class path in the command prompt level, you need to give like this: class path equal to d:" JUnit. You are going to place JUnit folder, or if you are going to place JUnit version, for example 4.0 or something. Next, whatever the unit, JUnit -4.10.jar something, and put this kind of class path. After that, you need to compile javac space actual class. Actual class you are going to compile. That is the second step. Next, javac calc test.java. Right. After that, after compiling, and you are going to get the .class file. If you want to test this test case, you are going to use the Java JUnit dot test UI dot test runner space calc test. Here, this step is you need to understand. Here, this is the original class. This is the test case class. Why I am using this one? If you want to run the test case, if you want to get the result, you are going to use the test runner. How to use the test runner? This is the way you are going to call the test runner class, and you are going to pass your test case so that it is going to give the result. If it is test pass successful, it is going to fail, it is going to be the fail functionality. This is the normal command line level you are going to test the Java class. This is the normal functionality. This is the normal functionality. It is going to give the time, and if it is going to give the any kind of failure, why it is getting the failure, what is the expected result, but what is the problem, where it is exactly you are going to get the problem, that line number, failures or errors, that kind of message it is going to throw in the console. That is the functionality in the command line testing. Sir, why you are going to explain the command line functionality? Nowadays everyone is using the IDE tool, right? Why you are going to explain this one? Why? Because if you are going to working on the product-based company, you are going to write the test application, test cases and all. Why? Because the product-based company exclusively they are going to use the Swing kind of applications. You need to run the Swing kind of applications, and backend functionality, if you want to see, that is the best approach is command line verification is the best approach. That is the reason I am introducing this command line procedure. But in the real-time applications, most of the applications in the web applications, you are going to use the Eclipse IDE, so that you can very easily, you can develop the applications and you can run the applications very easily. Now, I am going to introduce how to integrate the JUnit in Eclipse, how to prepare the JUnit functionality, how to develop the functionality Java application and all. That functionality I am going to discuss right now. So, you can download the Eclipse. I think you have already Eclipse IDE. I am assuming you have a Eclipse IDE. You people are having the Eclipse IDE. Right. I am going to test, testing purpose, I am going to write the one JUnit kind of functionality. Here, I am using the one of the Eclipse version. This is the Kepler version. You can use the any kind of version, not at all a problem. Not at all a problem. Only thing is you need to download the jar file, that's it. You need to download the jar file, that's it. Just previously I'm adding the jar file, one application is also there, but even though I'm going to run the separate application and I'm going to demonstrate. See how I'm going to develop the application. I need to create a one Java standalone application. Right click, go to the new Java project. Here I'm going to give project name is JUnit demo. JUnit demo. Click next. Click next. If you have a library, downloaded library, you can add the library external jar files. External jar files. I have that one already in my system. I'm already downloaded that one. I'm already giving the URL, right? JUnit. Here the jar file. This is the jar file I'm going to add into my library build path level. Just I'm going to create a one Java project. How to create a Java project? Step number 1. Open the Eclipse. Go to the Project Explorer. Right click. Go to the new Java project. Provide the project name. Click next. Select the libraries. Add libraries. Click next. Click next. Click finish. That is the steps way I created this one. Right. Sometimes it is not recognized in the web application level. You need to copy the jar file to the lib folder. Now it is available. Now it is available, right? Okay. Now, here we are going to write the one class. One class. That class, test class functionality, I need to develop that one. First of all, I'm going to write the one simple class. We are already writing the core Java level 1 class, right? So that kind of class only I'm going to create. Select src, right click, go to the new, go to the class. Go to the class. Here I'm going to provide the class name, my class. My class. You can give any name, not at all a problem. This is the my class. I'm using the, well, I'm not using any kind of main method here. My main intention is I want to write the test classes, right? That is the main intention. That is the reason I'm not at all go for the main method. Just I'm writing the class only. Click finish. Click finish. This is the class. Here I am providing the simple method. What are the method I'm written? I'm not written multiplication, right? That method I'm going to write. Public int multiply. Multiply int x comma into y. This method return x or y. This is the multiplication. Now I want to create a test case, right? Right. I need to write the test case. Select this one. Select this class. Right. Right click. Go to the new. If you are going to use the plugin, you can okay. Otherwise, you can use simply. You can see here. Whenever you are click this one, JUnit test case. You can find this one. JUnit test case. Click this one. Automatically it is taken the class. I am not written in the class also. Why it is taken? It is going to follow the convention. It is going to follow the convention ID tool. Automatically it is going to take the class name, my class test. Here I need to implement the setup tear down. If I want to implement those kind of methods, you can provide this kind of stuff. You can provide this one. Okay. Tear down. Click next. Click finish. What it is happening, see? Automatically it is generated and it is using the annotations also. It is using the annotations also here. Right, here annotations also automatically added. What is the functionality I am going to define? Before going to implement those kind of methods, I'm going to create my class reference here. Right. My class MC. I'm going to define my class. Right. That class I'm going to initialize. Right. MC equal to new my class. This is the way I'm going to initialize. What is the tear down? I need to clean up operations, right? MC equal to null. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Right. Next. This is the actual test case method. Generally, some people are going to write the test. If you are not having much more methods, multiple methods, in the particular moment, we are going to write like this. Otherwise, what is the convention? You need to give the test multiply. Here the method is, what is this one? Multiply. So, this kind of convention we need to follow here. Multiply. We need to provide the multiply. Right here, I'm not using the fail kind of message. I'm going to use the assert statements here. Assert equals. Here I'm going to provide the expected result. Here result, comma. Here I'm going to provide the 50, comma. Here I'm going to use the MC dot multiply 10, comma 5. 10, comma 5. 10, comma 5. This is the way I am going to write the test case. This is the way I am going to write the test case. If I want to test my test case here itself, I don't want to run the, I don't want to write the test suite. Just I am going to run this one. Right click, run as JUnit test. You can observe here, JUnit test. You click this one. Hello. It is going to ask for security. I'm going to allow. See, test pass. That is the reason it is getting the red mark, right? Now I'm going to change here. I'm going to give here 6. I'm saving this one. And run this one. Right click. Run as JUnit test. You can get the red mark. Whenever you are going to get the red mark, you can see the method also here. It is going to give the method, and if failure also it is going to give. And why? If you click this one, it is going to highlight that method also. Here it is failure traced where? Line number 23. That kind of information is also it is going to flow. What is the cause? Cause is also there here. You can observe. Expected value 50, but it was 60. That is the reason it is going to error. It is going to failure. That kind of message it is going to indicate. That failure trace is also it is going to explain automatically. Okay, sir, very good. Class is running. We are going to see the green and red marks. Very fine. But this is one test case, right? In the project, in the real time, you are going to write the number of test cases. Every test cases, you are going to write the right click run as, you are going to run the application. It is not at all a good approach, right? So you need to run all test cases at once. How to do this one? all test cases. How we are going to run? In the particular moment, we are going to write a test suite. Test suite functionality you are going to specify. Here I am going to write the only one test case. That is the reason I am going to write the independently. If I am going to write the multiple test cases, if I want to run the multiple test cases at once, in the particular moment, I am going to write the test suite functionalities. Test suite functionality is nothing but a generally that is one class only. That is the one class only. I am going to show that one, how to write that one. Here I am going to write one class. Here I am going to provide the class name is all text. All text. I am going to write. I am not at all using any main methods and all. This is the JUnit functionality. Here I am going to provide the functionality. I am going to use the annotations. At the rate, run with. I'm going to provide a suite class. I'm going to provide here suite class. Suite.class. Class. I'm going to specify. Another one is another kind of annotation also I'm going to use. At the rate suite classes here I'm going to use the cover bracket. Here I'm going to write the test cases. Here I'm writing only one class, right? Here I'm writing only one class. You can further a number of classes here. You can further a number of classes one by one. If you have any another kind of test class, you can pass here. If you are writing 10 test classes, you can define here one by one. 10 or 20. You can pass here, not at all a problem. You can pass here. Right. You can define the one. Here only one class is there. Only one class is only I'm going to use, and I'm going to close the flower bracket. Here I'm writing only one class only. That is the reason I'm mentioning only one class. Sir, if you are going to use the packages, here I'm not using any packages, sir. Here I'm not using any packages. If you are going to specify any package name, you need to specify the package name. Otherwise, it is not recognized your class, sir. Now you can run the application. This is the way also you are going to run multiple classes at once. You can run. Why it is going to give the errors are here? I am going to modify it, right? That is the reason. Sir, if I am going to give one method is the perfect method, one method is wrong method. What is my result? That means add method is there, multiplication method is there in my class. Okay, let us assume. Here, I am going to specify one more method. Public int add int x comma int y. Here I am going to provide return x plus y. This is the one method, right? Here I am going to provide the test method. How to write the test method? At the rate test public void test add, right? Here I am going to provide the asset equals result, comma, here result is I am going to provide the 20 and I am going to call mc dot add 10 comma 10. Here I'm going to provide the comma. Right. Now here I'm going to pass the functionality. See, observe here, one method is perfect. It is going to give the perfect result, success result. One method is failure result. Why? Because I am expected result is 50, but it is going to give the 60. Here is 20, it is also give the 20. In the particular moment, one is success, one is failure. In the particular moment, how it is going to give the message. See here, observe. Sir, one method is failure, sir, one method is success. How I am going to say finally, you can observe here, whenever you are going to see this one, it is going to give the success only. It is going to give the message success only. Only failure level only, you are going to trace the failure test. So, one method is failure, entire application failure. One family member is doing something wrong, that is affected entire family, how it is happened. Similarly, here also, observe here, one into mark is symbol is there, right? In the method level, clearly observe. I am not at all zoom here. I don't have a zoomer right now. You can observe one into mark is there. Here is right mark is there. Green right mark is there. That means this method is test passed. This method is test wrong. Test wrong. So, even if you are going to implement the multiple methods also, whatever the methods you are going to wrong, failure, that methods it is going to indicate wrong, into mark, and it is going to success. One it is going to give the right mark. And one more thing is, it is going to say two run methods are two is there, and only one is the failure one. One is the failure one. That kind of message is going to display. This is the way we are going to write. We are going to write the test cases, sir. We are going to write the test cases like this. Another kind of class is also there. Sometimes the people are going to write the test runner class. Test runner class. How to write the test runner class? I am going to write the test runner class right now. Go to the new, go to the class. Go to the class. Here I am going to provide my test runner. My test runner class. Here I am going to use the main method. Click finish. Click finish. Here I am going to provide one of the result class. Result equal to JUnit core dot run class. JUnit core dot run class. Run class. Here I am going to provide the my test class. My class. What is the class name? My class tester. This name I am going to provide. My class test class dot class. I am going to specify. After that, I need to import the package only. That is the reason. I am going to import the package. That is the reason it is going to do the problem, nothing else. Right. Here, put the semicolon. Right. Now, I am going to use the for loop here for failures. I need to would get the failure colon result dot get failures. I am going to use here standard out dot println failure dot so that I am going to get the values. So this is the test runner class. I'm going to run this application. This is the way I'm going to run the test cases functionality, and I'm going to see the expected results. So what is the problem? Why it is getting the error message? That failures only I'm going to display. Why? Because I'm writing the test runner level only failures only, right? So why I'm going to run test runner? We are already getting the red color and the green color, right? We are enjoying the colors, right? Why we are going to run this kind of class? Why? Because in our class, we are going to write the 20 methods or 30 methods, right? Sometimes we are going to write the number of methods in the class. How many methods are going to failure? You need to see that failure methods, right? What is the reason? You need to observe that one. For that purpose, we are going to write this one. We are getting the failure information. So once you are going to see that one, that output base, we are going to rework on your application. This is the way we are going to write the test cases functionality, right? Yeah, some of the functionalities I'm explaining, and I'm going to give the practice examples and annotations, and I'm going to give the shared documentations and all. You need to go through that one. You need to go through that examples, and I'm going to explain the next tool level. Whenever I'm going to start the next tool, the particular level, I'm going to introduce the different kind of annotations and different kind of methods and different kind of asset statements I'm introducing, and I'm going to explain whenever it is required. You need to use those kind of asset statements, and you need to perform the unit testing. This is the concept of the JUnit. This is the concept of the JUnit, right? Now you can raise the questions. Bala, do you have any questions? You can raise the questions. Clear? Right. This is the JUnit concept, and there are different kind of tools also there. Before going to continue remaining tools, as per discussions, you can pick another kind of date or time, so that you can continue the remaining tools, and we will continue further discussions also. Okay.